Hey guys, Marissa at kitchentablestamper.com. Finishing up a couple little stocking stuffers today. These are for my kids. I've got this cute little box for you. It fits a Reese's tree, and of course I had to decorate it with my Pine Tree Punch and Perfectly Plaid stamp set. I've got the Reese's trees. I got the PC's kind. You get these in little 6-packs at your discount stores. And the fun part is at Easter and at Valentine's, there's eggs and hearts. So I'm hoping that this little box will fit for some spring treats too. If you use this box for anything else, I want to see what you do with it. Share it, the Kitchen Table Stamper Craft Social on Facebook. The link is below the video for our little social group. I'm going to grab a Simply Scored tool and some shaded spruce cardstock to get us started. We've got a 6 1/4 inch square for the base of our box. We're going to pop that in at the first 6 1/4 side and score at 1, 2 3/4, 3 3/4, and 5 1/2. Then we'll rotate 90 degrees, and we're going to score the sides of the box 1/2, 1 1/2, and then we'll rotate 180 degrees and do that same again, 1/2 and 1 1/2. There's the base of our box. Let me get a bone folder and work the scores. So while I'm working these score lines, I'm going to show you my designer series papers from the Tis the Season 6x6 designer series paper. And we're at the end of the holiday catalog on the year-end closeout, and things are selling out quickly. The Tis the Season designer series paper is all sold out. But just for a fun little giveaway today on the blog, so if you're watching on YouTube, click Project Details and go over to the blog. Anybody who leaves a comment on the blog about this post will be entered to win just a little packet of this Tis the Season 6x6 designer series paper. This is what I have left over. It's not quite a full pack, but I'm using a retired paper, so I'm gonna and a discontinued paper. So I'm gonna offer up what's left of mine as just a little fun happy mail. My designer series paper is 1/2 by 3. Let's trim up the box and get that adhered to the front. So when you're making the box like this one that has a very similar tuck tab in front of the box, you want to differentiate before you do any cutting or trimming. There is a photograph of the template in the project sheet to help you with where to trim away. All right, so we've got the 1 inch segment, that very first score that we did closest to us. And then this is that 5 1/2 inch score line that leaves us with a 3/4 inch tab. So 3/4 on this side, that's your tuck tab, 1 inch on this side. That's where you want to start. In the corners here, we got 2 little tiny rectangles on this 1 inch score line. We're going to cut them out up to the 1 inch score line. Then from the side of the box, you can cut in 2 horizontal score lines, deep bulk, and that begins the front of your box. Now, whatever we do on this side, we're going to just go over across the box and do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to take out the rectangle and cut into the second score line, do a little debulking. Now, next score line, we're going to cut in 2 score lines and debulk. So stop at the second intersecting score, cut out a little dart, and repeat on your third score line. We're going to trim off this little rectangle and flip our box and do that same thing over here. Okay, this is the bottom of our box starting to form up, and this is the lid. Now we've got 4 rectangles here in each corner. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to cut along the line and remove the 4 rectangles on each side. I like to flip all the way to this end of the box and then just cut down to the intersecting second score line and remove that whole corner. There it is. Let's trim the corners on the tuck tabs. If you don't have a corner rounder, the Stampin' Up detailed trio punch has a corner rounder as one of the 3 designs that it cuts. All right, there's our rounded corners. Let's get our designer series paper on now. It's going to go in, there's our tuck tab in this next large segment here. We'll glue that on. I haven't used a lot of Stampin' CL Plus for boxes, so we're going to give that a try on this one. I'm going to first adhere my designer series paper, and then we're going to try Stampin' CL Plus. It's Stampin' Up's extra strong dry adhesive, and we're going to put that on each of these 4 tabs. See how well Stampin' CL Plus holds up for box making. It is a nice strong adhesive. I'm really enjoying it, but I haven't done much of box making with it. So let's see. We're going to fold up our tabs now and make the bottom of our box. Oh, you know what? Let's see if I can still wiggle this. Yeah, I want to make my thumb notch first. Hang on. Grab my grid paper for centering. I don't even see it. All right, real quick before we build up our corners, we're going to mark center. I am absolutely no good at eyeballing center, so I'm going to line this up so that there's 2 5/8 on each side of the 0. Mark the 0 with a pen, and then I'm going to cut a little notch. I'm using a retired 1/2-inch circle punch here. There we go. That'll make it easier to open your tuck tab box. All right, all 4 corners are nice and square. We'll burnish that down and add our treat. Seems like it's going to be strong enough. I'll let you know after a little time passes. Let's do some stamping. I'm going to get some shaded spruce ink and a Stampin' Pierce mat. Here's our perfectly plaid stamp set. This is from the annual catalog. I thought getting so close to Christmas, I'd give you something that maybe you already have in your collection. We're going to use this leafy tree and pair it up with the pine tree punch to make this fabulous dimensional tree. If you don't already have this one, you can buzz over to marisaAlvarez.stampinup.net. Shop for Stampin' Up products anytime, 24/7. We need 3 of these trees, so let's stamp shaded spruce on shaded spruce. Give that just a second to dry before we punch it. Got a scrap of Whisper White that's a little less than a 1/2 inch wide, about 2.5 inches plus. It's really just a scrap, and I've got a sentiment, a treat so sweet. That's from the Banner Year stamp set. We want that to the right of center so we have room for our little holly leaves. These holly leaves that we're using are also from Banner Year. Fun little wingman stamp set. This one's carrying over into the annual catalog. But what I don't know is if the bundle discount for Banner Year and its coordinating punch, I don't know if the discount is going to carry over. So if you got your eye on it with that little pick-a-punch, it's a great time to grab it and during the year-end closeout while it's still available in a bundle. I'm going to cut out my little holly leaves with scissors. They're stamped on a scrap of mint macaron, and I love that we can get a little mint macaron outline, and the leaf, the detail, the vein down the center is mint macaron. Really gives us a lot of extra detail in a small little accent piece. There it is, such a sweetie. I'm going to do a little detail on the end of my sentiment banner. I'm just going to use my tailored tag punch and flag the ends. We want to leave a little more room on the left side of the banner so that we have room to glue our holly. So leave a little space. You can cut close on the sweet side. All right, let's keep punching. We're going to get our pine tree punch and punch these 3 guys out. Three trees are punched. Let's fold 3 trees in half. Now the thing about this tree is it's not perfectly symmetrical in the boughs. So you want to fold them in half from the point at the very top and then fold the trunk in half, and that's how you'll get your fold in half. But you'll see the boughs don't line up perfectly. It's not symmetrical, but it'll look great when you put it together, I promise. See, even though it's not perfectly symmetrical, it makes a great 3D embellishment. There's our trees. Let's glue them all together. I'll take a little multi-purpose liquid glue and get started on one of the trees. Nice thin layer all the way up to the top, all the way down to the trunk. A thin coat and a little bit goes a long way. And we're going to bring these guys together. And I like to look from the back, and I like to bring the two together and make a new full tree. Once it looks good, I like the way it looks, I'll burnish them together and then add a little more glue and our third tree. From the back, I got a nice full tree, so I'll go ahead and burnish them together. Multi-purpose liquid glue grabs real fast. And there's our little dimensional embellishment. All right, we've got some more fun in store here. I'm going to grab the Essential Tag Punch and a scrap of mint macaron. Let's make a tag. And an ordinary tag just won't do. If you look at my samples, my tag's got this gorgeous basket weave texture or this really fun dotted diamond texture. Those are the wrapped and texture embossing folders. These are on year-end closeout, $4 right now for both folders. We're gonna go ahead and pop our tag into this diamond dot pattern folder, and we'll run it through our little Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Look at how cute this little mini guy is. We need to pop it through with the base plate, number 1, then the folder, then number 3. Get a little texture on that tag. These wrapped in texture embossing folders are going to come in handy for all occasions and all seasons. The patterns are really general and just give a gorgeous result. Now, while we've got our machine, let's do a little die cutting. We're going to add plate number 2. We've got some gold foil here, and we don't need quite all of that gold foil. I like to cut off some of the excess so that we don't scar it. Just using scraps from another project. The star is the second smallest, and that is from the Stitched Stars dies. And there it is, see? The Stitched Stars dies. Get a whole nested set of stars and some gorgeous accent pieces. And the stars stitch both the negative and the positive piece. So lots of design opportunities there. Got my tag back in here, and we're going to bring in the Real Red braided linen trim. This ribbon is on sale for half off right now during the year-end closeout. This will take you into Valentine's Day, my friend. So at $3.50 a spool, pick up your Valentine's Day ribbon now. And the folders are perfect for Valentine's too. So if you're gonna do some Valentine's crafting, shop the year-end Christmas holiday closeout. I'm gonna trim that away from the spool. We'll take some multi-purpose liquid glue on the back of our tree. Don't go down to the trunk because it's going to hang off of our tag a little bit. Go a bit down from the top center, right to left, and then burnish our tree to the tag. Gonna put a mini glue dot on our ribbon, pop that right up on top of the tree. Now for our star, we're gonna get multi-level here. We wanna turn the star over, and on that top point of the star, we're gonna use some of this Mini Dimensionals, has a great big fat border. And we're gonna cut a strip along the border, cut off a little rectangle. We're gonna peel it, put it on the top point of our star, peel. We're gonna grab another little rectangle from that same strip, and we're gonna stack the dimensional adhesive. This is gonna allow our star to start on the knot and then stick to the box to protect that little point from getting all folded and beat up. Got a mini glue dot, my star, adhesive sticky now. Put a mini glue dot at the bottom of the star. So we've got 2 levels of glue here. We're gonna put the mini glue dot on the knot. There's our tag. Let's get our box back in here. And here's our sample. I'm gonna put some multi-purpose liquid glue on the back of the tag. Place the tag so that the star is just touching the top of the designer series paper, center right to left. And glue that down. Now our Treat So Sweet banner. Got my mini glue dots again. You can do this on the box or on the banner. Just be careful that the glue doesn't extend past the edge of the box because the banner will, so it might be easier to place your dimensionals on the box. And again, we're going to need a double decker, so we're going to stack and then pick and stick. Time to embellish. Got some holly here, little multi-purpose liquid glue. I'm going to put some on the back of each of these pieces and glue them right on the end of the banner. So cute. Holiday treats need holly and bling. Got some real red rhinestones here and my take your pick tool. Let's go ahead and add some little holly berries. There they are. A treat so sweet. Little Reese tree box. If you've got questions about the project, email Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com and a shop for Stampin' Up! Supplies 24/7. You can buzz over to marisaalvarez.stampinup.net. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.